We got to have a point of reference. We have to have a point of reference. And what is that point of reference we got to have? Well, the point of reference that we got to have is, what the heck exactly do you study? What do you subscribe to? What do you agree upon? That has to be the foundation of that relationship. It has to be the foundation. And if it's not, one of you has to understand that the other one doesn't really have a point of reference. So when there's a problem, they're not pulling. Well, everyone always has a point of reference. Let me say this. Everyone has a point of reference for what they should do when confronted with relationship adversity. Everyone has a point of reference. The problem is some people's point of reference may be Waiting to Exhale, Love and Hip Hop, and a whole bunch of other shows. Now, what does that mean? If you watch anything long enough and you listen to anything long enough, you're being indoctrinated, whether you realize it or not. So if you're watching a bunch of these TV shows where the men and the women are in a point of contention and you're always seeing the men cheat, and you watch these TV shows where the men just really don't respect women, and you listen to music where the conversation is, I'm sad because this relationship wasn't working out, then understand this is a culture that's very appealing to people that are sad. So long as you're sad, people love the music. Man, that song is good. So long as there's some conflict and strife about relationships, man, that show is good. That's my favorite show. So guess what? You're going to start acting out the role of the characters on the show. You watch it so much that when you wind up in a situation where someone's trust is in question, you're going to behave like the characters on that show. The ones that you like the most normally represent the part of you you've been wanting to come to the surface, but you just normally don't do that. And one day you get into a conversation with your man or with your wife, and you start acting the role of what you listen to day to day or what you watch day to day. It's education at the end of the day. If I read and I study every day, I'm going to respond to adversity based on that which I read and study, which occupies my mind. If I watch TV and I listen to music day to day more than I read and I study, chances are the way I respond to my relationship adversity is going to be predicated upon the data that I'm constantly consuming or saturating my mind with from watching TV, from listening to music. That's how you respond. These are facts. You're going to respond to the problems in your relationship based on the music and other forms of media that you consume day to day. Number one thing, if both of you are going to strive, both of you must read. It's true. What happens when one of you is constantly reading and studying every day, meditating and breathing every day? What happens if one of you is doing that? You're the one that's going to get more sick than the other person, because the other person is used to banging. The other person is used to cursing, screaming, hitting, wilding out, because that's how they do what they do. The other person over here is on kumbaya. Like you're over here meditating, praying, breathing, reading the most amazing information ever about gaining more consciousness. You're going to have hell, because your expectations for how that person is going to respond to you is going to be based on that which you consider to be facts. So you're going to consider that this person should know better. But guess what? Who's doing all the reading and the studying every day? If you're the woman doing all the reading and studying every day, or if you're the man doing all the reading and studying every day, your point of reference for how you should respond to this adversity is going to be a lot more intelligible than that of the likes of the other person who's not reading, who's not studying, who's not meditating, who's not praying, and they would like to pretend, oh, I am reading on the side and praying. No, let's be for real. One of you is obviously reading and studying more, and that's why one of you is having more hell. The other one is having a different type of hell because they haven't allotted themselves the opportunity to develop that part of their human faculty to know how to respond intelligibly to adversity. Their point of reference is going to be the people they hang around, the shows that they watch, and the music that they listen to, because that's all their education. And the other person is reading and studying and meditating and praying, and then that person gets together with that person, and when you have a problem, it's going to be very flammable. And you know why it's going to be very flammable? It's going to be very flammable because y'all both have different reference points for how to solve these type